Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video. And in this video, first of all, huge thanks goes out to @ByHakiSodakin on YouTube here for providing me with a link in the comments to the newest Monster High episodes, Puzzle Pieces Part 1 and 2. Now that I have seen the episodes, we can do a full-on shot-by-shot analysis breakdown because boy oh boy, is there so much stuff to uncover, to talk about tea, Manny, Claude, lore. It's all here. So stay tuned and let's get into it. The first episode starts off with Claudine, summing up what happened in the last episode. She got to meet her dad. He knows about her being half werewolf and they had a nice time. And now that she can be truly herself, they talked more about her mom and they revealed more, old stuff that belonged to her, including this full-on picture that was previously cut off of her mom and Claudine, and you can see they look great. Claudine's mom is looking at Claudine and she looks so cute when she was younger, although the head is a little bit big. I feel like it almost looks out of place. But what's interesting here is that you can even tell that the mom, Selena, by the way, is her name. She has a scar across one of her eyes. How did she get that scar? Why? And so on. Well, I guess we'll find out, but that's really interesting. He asks to see more of her stuff, like this music box, which is really cute. It has a werewolf and ballerina, and it has this song that her mom used to sing to Claudine to go to bed. So this will come in later, by the way, remember. So yes, they also find this book, which to her dad can't read this book. That's because it's only for monster eyes. It's only accessible to monster eyes, which makes sense. Back at Monster High, Claudine took the book with her and this little paper plops out of the book, which seems to be kind of like translucent. You can see it's like kind of like see-through. Now these symbols are going to be very important as well. And so they start talking about, cracking this puzzle, which Draculaura is like the best one in her class of puzzleology, but they go to Manny for help. Now here's Manny. This is his first appearance in the show. I mean, aside for like actual speaking role. And he is really cute. Like his voice, his demeanor, it's very sweet. Like I did not think this was going to be like the way he was going to be written, but like he's actually very sweet. So obviously he helps them out, and he's also like a junior assistant at the library. That's why he's always reading and stuff in the library. That's because he helps out. So when he first sees the book, he gets all excited because this is the volume 1 of a really long series of Monster High books that are about the building and all of the stuff in Monster High, the old stuff. So they look at the book and he finds some interesting stuff like the old plans to the catacombs. While they talk about the catacombs, Frankie gets a flashback where we can see all these different talismans, which we will get a closer look at later. So here we can see the I'm going to call it the Frankenstein talisman. Here we have the Medusa talisman. We can see Cleo's talisman here. And then right there, we can see the vampire talisman and also the werewolf talisman. Again, these will come in play much more later on, so remember that. But here we also have a flashback to mysterious figures around this like portal thing. As they look through the book, they see that the actual little paper aligns with the wolf statue that they saw earlier. So they figure out that they're supposed to go to the wolf statue and maybe find some more clues there. So at the actual wolf statue, Manny's a little bit scared. He's more comfortable in the library. So it's really cute. Claudine is very determined, and obviously she finds a way because they plop down into the catacombs. All she had to do was press the nose of the werewolf statue, so that was quite easy. Back with Frankie, their legs are actually jogging, not Frankie themselves, which is quite funny. And then here we see Deuce coming in to check in on Frankie. They get another flashback and we get another closer look at the talismans here. Here's a talisman for the Gorgons. Here it is for the fish monster, sea monster. Here it is for the mummies. Here it is for, again, Frankenstein monster. Here it is for the werewolves, and then the vampire talisman we actually don't get to see a close-up of, but you get the gist. And this is actually a flashback from Dr. Blunder, which, if you recall, that's one of her like brain pieces is in Frankie, so that's why we get these flashbacks. So we get more hooded figures here, and there's like this portal, and it opens up, and apparently when you open it up when it's not the right time, it a lot of bad stuff happens. Frankie, now knowing what's about to happen, goes to help Claudine and the rest. In the meantime, the other three are in the catacombs, you know, trying to search a way out of there, but they hear a howl and it sounds very ominous. Now, I guess they find a statue, it's on the wall, and they have to put these pieces of rock and assemble them back into the statue. And with a little bit of a teamwork with Dracula and Manny, which is really great to see, they get it done. Assembling the statue reveals a little glowing circle in the middle, which Claudine goes down and then finds the portal that we saw in the flashbacks. Now the portal is still open for whatever reason, but it's not actually like activated yet. The other Frankie and Deuce now are back with Manny and Dracula, and they go down to help Claudine. Now Manny, you know, warns Claudine to not put her talisman, like her necklace, into the little place in the portal, but it's too late. She already did that. And that's when the portal opens up and Claude comes out of it. You know, obviously we know, but here we just see this mysterious silhouette. The whole catacomb is gonna come crashing down. And also here we can see the old statues of the sea monster, Pharaoh and stuff. Really cool. And then here it goes on to part 2. The second episode starts off with Cleo doing some kind of potion in the laboratory. Now it cuts off before she screams, and then we cut to Gulia trying to get something out of the vending machine, and then the others slam the vending machine onto Gulia trying to get out of the catacombs, hearing the scream, asking Gulia where the scream came from, and she points towards the direction, which is really funny. So they head in the direction, they split up, and they see Cleo on the floor, you know, kind of like shook. Claudine jumps to get this mysterious person, which obviously she doesn't know who this is yet. And then she sees that it's a werewolf. This is the clip that we saw earlier in the clip that leaked like a week ago. And it's like, who are you? It's a werewolf. And then he says, I'm the only one who can stop this. And we cut to this mysterious creature, which is called a splitsy. And this little monster is actually holding a tamale, which is the thing, the food that we saw Claudine trying in the part 1 with her dad, where her dad said that he doesn't prepare them as well as her mother used to, and see, this is kind of like tying it back together. Now this little creature is also wearing Claudine's amulet, so that's also not good. At first glance you would think it looks cute, but it eats the tamale. And the thing here is that every time it eats something, it duplicates. So she asks, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? And then he says, oh, you must be Claudine. I'm Claude. And, you know, so, because he's holding a tamale and she's like, who are you? Why do you have the tamale? And he's like, I'm Claude. I'm your older brother. And everyone's like, what? I'm shook. Like, what's happening? Like, she does not believe this. And I gotta say, I love Cleo. I love this generation of Cleo. She's just so sassy, but she just means so well. Because she makes a joke where it's like, you know, as soon as Claude introduces himself with his name, Claude and then Claudine, so Neferadine. So she's making a joke about the name being so similar, and then everyone's looking at her like, Cleo. And then she's like, okay, got it, Cleo, not the right time, not the right place. She's like, she's so self-aware, and she's like, okay, I got that. So then they go off to catch these little monsters. On the way, Claude explains what happened. So basically, Claudine's mom, you know, their mom, went through the portal, I guess in search of something, and she got trapped there in the place. I think it's called Vanir or something. We never got explained, like, what is it? Like, is there people there? We don't know anything. It's just, we know that it's like through the portal. As she goes through the portal, Claudine's mom, she realizes that she's also pregnant with Claude. And so because also time moves different in where they, you know, where he grew up, he is actually her older brother. So he's older than her. Their mom is still alive. She raised him, and that's why, you know, he had tamales, because she's still alive. She made him tamales, and then I guess he got sucked out of the portal when it went wrong. So that's why he's here. And at first she does not believe him, but then he gives her a tamale, and she's like, yep, that's my mom's tamale right there. And then she's like, yeah, you're my older brother. So they go off, you know, now as a team to stop those little monsters, which have now reached multiple students like Laguna here. It also eats up the stinkwitch sandwich of the headmistress, and it's also causing a lot of chaos here in the coffin bean area with Spectra, you know, her phone, and then everyone's everyone's just like kind of freaking out. We can also see Iris here. Everyone's obviously like, okay, this is really bad. This is not good at all. And so they talk about how we can stop them. So in the other place where he grew up, they had a whole thing to stop these creatures. They had like a machine, they had like a little, you know, apparatus to like prevent it from splitting up. And so this is when Frankie gets another flashback to Dr. Blunder saying that they do have the splitsy separator in the laboratory. So they do have one. They just have to get all of the splitsies into the little compartment now. And so they come up with a plan to sing all the splitsies into sleeping. So this is where the lullaby, the little melody, comes into place that we heard earlier on in the episode in part 1. So they go to the headmistress, they get the microphone to talk through the skeletons that are spread throughout all of Monster High. So all of the splitsies will be able to hear them. And that's when we get this duet between Claude and Claudine, because as soon as he starts singing the melody and the lyrics, she remembers that this is the exact same melody that her mom used to sing to her. It's a lullaby, and so this is why they have a duet. It's not just like out of context, it makes no sense. Actually, kind of makes a lot of sense. I did not imagine that this was going to be how it was going to be explained. So really interesting. So they sing their duet. All the splitsies are falling asleep all over the school. This is why we see Cleo with her scarabs, you know, holding up these creatures. Now it makes sense. We also get to see Deuce, you know, carrying some. And also Torlai, she doesn't speak, but she's still here looking sassy. And back at the laboratory, they're still singing and putting all the splitsies into the little thing. Also get a cute little moment between Cleo and Laguna, which we haven't really seen them interact in this season so far. And Manny puts them all into the machine. And yeah, Frankie starts it up and it's all back to just one splitsy. Claude puts the apparatus on top of it. Now it can no longer multiply, so that's great. But they have to find a new home for this creature. So they give it to Manny, and at first he's like, what? No, don't give it to me, I'm scared. And then he's like, yeah, okay, I can do this. He's cute. So he's gonna take care of the little splitsy from now on. And this is really cute. Manny and Draculaura put their rivalry aside, or at least Draculaura does, because Manny was still not aware that he was really like considered a rival to Draculaura. So they have this cute little moment here. Claudine has her new brother, which is awesome, and you look, she's like holding him up like, yes. She's so strong. Yeah, so she finally has at least one of her family members back with the headmistress now. They kind of explain everything to her, and also that the different talismans were lost due to time, and they were like kind of like sealed away. So they gotta find these talismans to open up the portal again so that the mom can come through, because if they don't get it right, it can unleash all the power underneath Monster High, and it basically like game over. So it's not good. They have to get it right. They have to get all the talismans back and do it properly. So this is basically the explanation and what they have to do for the future episodes. But yeah, they will see their mom again, and for now at least, Claudine and Claude can have a little bit of bonding time themselves. And Claude can get used to a completely new world, because obviously he didn't grow up here in Monster High, and so he's also kind of like a fish out of water. So yeah, let's see what happens. And this was the episode. That was a lot of juicy tea. Let me know what you thought of it down below, and as always, I hope y'all enjoyed. You know the drill. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.